What's going on, guys? Getting in the green. We got Monday Night Football. We got the Saints at the Seahawks. And pretty shitty weather tonight, so we got a lot of options here, man. Let's get started at the top. Alvin Kamara at 12,800, man. And I've got him in pretty much every lineup, even though the price tag's pretty insane.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's a must play here. We were just talking about, is there a possibility that, he doesn't get in the end zone and they end up throwing him and maybe he's not the best captain? Sure, it's a possibility. But with all the question marks going into this game, the one thing that's consistent is Kamara's going to get the ball. He's most likely going to get the touchdowns. He's absolutely your safest captain here. You're not going to differentiate yourself a lot. There's going to be a lot of people that's playing him in your captain. But from the information we have, he's absolutely the safest, best play in the captain. And I think there's enough cheap players here that it doesn't really affect your lineup too much. You can still get the lineup you want with him in the captain mode.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's plenty of flyers, and they are all flyers. But, yeah, there's some spots to take your shots down below. So we're rolling out Kamara. I'm pretty sure, early projections got this guy at like 98% ownership. So it's kind of just like a free square. If that guy goes out and tears his ACL 2 minutes into the game, I really don't think it affects you at all because everybody's going to be on him. I think that's the only way he doesn't make optimals if he gets hurt. So I'll be rolling out Kamara pretty heavy.
Yep.
Next, though, we got the quarterbacks. I mean, we'll talk DK after, but we got Winston at 11,800 and then Geno down at 9,400. So, I do have Winston as the better quarterback here for fantasy points, but you're getting like a $2,400 price discount there on Geno. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, I see the value for Geno here. I'm just I got to go with my gut on the game flow, and I think the Saints roll in this game personally. So for me, I think I like Jameis better. I think Jameis is the better play here. I think he's going to have more opportunities to score. He's going to throw more touchdowns. Not saying I couldn't see a decent game from Geno because it's not like he's had some weird performance. He didn't look really very good against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a pretty good defense. They really run game was what was established. But when Russell went out in the first game, he looked great on a couple of those drives. So it's tough to say what we're going to get here. Gut feeling here is the Saints are going to give a hell of a time, and I'm playing Jameis even at the price there. And again, like I spoke to you earlier about Kamara, there are some cheap guys that I like and think are sneaky plays here. So I'm playing Winston more than Geno.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I want to say I'm about 50-50 on these guys. I do think Geno's legs. I know he was reluctant to take off against Pittsburgh, but with this weather and with kind of that New Orleans defense, their linebackers are a little slower. I think they give him fits in the passing game, but I do think he's live to kind of take off running. Seattle, though, I just don't know, man. I don't trust that offense with him. I could see them stalling out on a couple 3-and-outs, which really kind of is going to hurt everybody on that team. So, I don't know. But for Jameis, though, I think they just win this game pretty easy, and he kind of goes to his normal, 22 passes, 25 passing attempts, has a decent game, but I don't know if he makes value at 11,800 every time. So, I'm kind of in between here.
Then another thing to add on Geno is just, and I know they're going to be down, or at least I think they're going to be down. So it's like that does add the game flip. But it's when you look at Seattle last week, and it was when they were successful, they ran the freaking ball. That was when they had success. Rashad Penny's just coming back. They got stable. Pete Carroll's talked about how he's going to rotate these guys. I do believe they are going to run the ball a lot tonight. Takes a little bit of value from Geno for me as well.
Yeah,
I think that's their best chance to win. Also, is controlling the clock and running the ball.
Yeah, this is going to be a slugfest, man. I think both these teams are just going to kind of adopt that kind of mentality close to the line of scrimmage, and whichever offensive line can really get a push, man, they're gonna look good. So I think same thing out of New Orleans. I think they pound the rock tonight, man. Let's get into the Seattle receivers. We've got DK Metcalf at 10,000, Tyler Lockett at 9,000. For me, I won't be touching Lockett tonight. I just don't think he's Geno Smith's type of receiver. I think Geno really struggles to throw that deep looping pass that Russell kind of times up with Lockett real well. DK's in play though. I think DK's that big safety valve for him that he will force the ball to. So I mean DK's just a freak specimen, man. I think he's live here tonight. $10,000 again. You're paying for him, but with some of those drop down options here later on, I'll be going DK. But I'm hard pressed to put a Lockett card in. Maybe one, but I just don't see that guy getting it done at $9,000.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have 0 Lockett cards right now. Not the worst idea to add one. Obviously, he's an explosive player. It's definitely not Gino's style. I don't think Gino can effectively get him the ball. Even DK, if it wasn't like a main slate type of game, which obviously it is, it's like I think DK is overpriced to 10,000. Just considering the struggles Gino will have. With that being said, the guy will be the top receiver on Seattle, and I still think he's probably in the optimal lineup just because he's going to score 13 or 14 points, and sure he has the potential to go big, but I see him more as a possession receiver. I think 10,000 is a lot for a guy that I have questions whether they can even get him in the end zone, but still I'm playing a lot of DK. He's not a must play for me, but I'm playing a lot just because of the options you have at the top here. It's not so many superstars in this game.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next we've got, he's kind of in a little price range here all by himself, is Callaway at 8,600. And for me, the guy's just overpriced, man. I know last game's going to really skew what this guy's actually done this year because he had the 2 touchdowns, one of them being the bomb. But even that game was 4 receptions, which is the most he's had in any game all season. I struggle to see this guy making value here at 8,600, especially with Traquan Smith coming off IR. I mean, Traquan is, the 1A receiver there. Callaway was kind of that preseason darling, and everybody had these like high hopes for him, and he just threw a dud out there the first couple weeks. And I think he's going to be overplayed because of that last week's performance. But I'm not too much on Callaway tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's similar to DK here, where it's like I think he's overpriced. I absolutely think he's overpriced. Still playing some Callaway just because I think Jameis doesn't even really have a top target. Jameis throws where he throws. So it's like Callaway's a talented receiver. I could see him scoring good points. I could see him being optimal. He is overpriced. He's not a must-play for me. I like Traquan Smith significantly better at the price there. But don't get me wrong. If you got the money, I'm playing some Callaway. Not a must-play, but I also could see him having a big game. I'm kind of in between on him. He'll probably be 50-50, 50% of my lineups, 50% not of my lineups.
All right, next we've got Collins at 7,400. This is a tough one, man. Seattle's rolling out 4 running backs tonight with the addition of Rashad Penny. So 7,400 for Collins. He's banged up. I know he's going to play. He's going to tough it out, man. The guy's a beast. But, I just don't know where I want to go yet on the Seattle backfield, but I don't think it's paying all the way up at 7,400 for Collins. What about you?
He's way too expensive. I mean, in my opinion, he's definitely going to be the goal line back. So he's live for a touchdown, especially if you believe in Seattle's offense a little more. Looked good running it. He's very overpriced here. If you can fit him in, I'm not against him being fit in, especially if you have a more optimistic game flow on this game being more competitive. Well, with that being said, I mean, we'll get to him in a second. I don't want to touch too much on him yet. I'm very, very big on Rashad Penny tonight. Rashad Penny's the better running back. I think Rashad Penny was the second stringer all along behind Chris Carson. I think he's going to catch more passes. So considering the value jump, when we're talking about 7,400, and I think Penny's down at 2,200, it's tough for me to play him. Not saying I have a couple lineups where I'm playing both, but I personally think from a value and scoring, Rashad Penny's my play tonight for a Seattle running back.
Yeah, Collins also, I wouldn't be surprised if that guy limps off, in the first or second quarter. He's banged up, and he's just toughing it out because they're short on running backs. So, yeah, be wary with Collins. But, look, he is the goal line back. He's, if you think Seattle's going to get down there, man, he could punch a couple in for you. But not really where I'm going too heavy tonight. We're going to skip past these backup quarterbacks and Russell Wilson. I don't know why the backup quarterbacks are always priced so damn high. They're not going to see the field, but somehow they cost more than 50% of the field. I don't get it. So there's 8 of them, I guess. So we're going to scroll past all of them. Saints defense at 5,800. What do you think?
It's an interesting play. Saints D is kind of like the 50-50 for me. I'm playing some of them. I do like them. Again, though, I have to be clear that my expectation for this game, I think the Saints roll in this game. So if you don't have that same feeling, maybe the Saints D aren't the best play. Maybe they end up with 5-6 points. I think they're going to beat up Geno Smith here. I think they're live for a couple turnovers. I am playing them. In general, it's tough to play defenses in main slates, but I know the weather's weird. I think it could get more turnovers similar to the Sunday night game. So 50-50 more. I am playing them. They're not a must play at 5,800. They're kind of expensive considering some of these skill players you can get below them. But I don't dislike the play. I do like the Saints D tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna play them a little bit. They are very just hit or miss for me, man. They score like 20 when they score, and then sometimes they score two. So yeah, I'll play them in a couple lineups, especially with the weather. But I'm not in love with them there. The next guy, we got DJ Dallas, and I do like Dallas here, man. He's the pass catching back, I think. Even though I think Rashad Penny will take some of that role from him. At 5,200, though, I think he gets some opportunities, especially if the game goes as we think. New Orleans is up big here. So Dallas is in play for me, but again, not a must play. Nobody on this slate really stands out as that must play running back for me for Seattle. So 5,200 DJ Dallas, you going there at all?
I could be wrong. I could regret this, but I'm playing 0 DJ Dallas, and it's because I'm doubling down on my Rashad Penny prediction, where it's just I think Penny's better. I think unlike the Chris Carson, Alex Collins type, Penny's absolutely a pass catching back out of the backfield. He's fresh. I just think that guy is the worst news for DJ Dallas. The whole role that DJ Dallas has, Penny can do just as good. Doesn't mean Dallas doesn't get into the game at all. Doesn't mean there's not a lot of question marks with Penny coming back from injury and how's he going to be played? Are they going to, slowly get him in there? So I don't know. I could be mistaken here. It could definitely cost me being in the money. But personally, I'm very low on DJ Dallas when you can get Penny for $3,000 cheaper. And I think Penny's better everywhere. And I think he can play that pass catching back as well.
All right. Traquan Smith, man. And I like this guy coming back. I do think he is the one receiver there. He hasn't got a chance to play yet this season. He's coming back from injury. And, it was a hamstring, which is kind of scary. People do tend to tweak those things coming back out. But they gave him plenty of time off. I like Traquan here at 4,800. I think it's a good spot for him. Seattle's secondary is not what it used to be. And, yeah, I think Jameis starts to look his way. He's a big receiver for him, too. He kind of fits that mold of who Jameis likes to throw to up top. So I could see Traquan, 4 or 5 catches here, 70, 80 yards, really making value down here at 4,800.
I like Traquan a lot. He has the exact same potential as Callaway here, and he's on the team that I think is going to win this game and score more points. So very, very good play at 4,800 there. Definitely not recommending this on every lineup, but it's like interesting captain as well. If he's just the guy that is the number one here, if Kamara doesn't get the touchdowns and they're going to be thrown, very interesting captain. You can pretty much do whatever you want with your lineup. So very much like Traquan Smith, he's in most of my lineups and even a sneaky captain pick, I believe.
All right. Let's just lump these guys together. Seattle tight ends. Are you playing Everett? Are you playing Disley? Or neither of them?
I'm playing neither, to be honest. I expected Everett to possibly get more play last week from just being the big body, being the safety valve. I think Geno threw the ball to him like twice. One of them was a big gain at the end of the game there. I just think DK takes that role from them and is a much more trusted target. I think all of those quick slants, safety, kind of find the open space, I think those throws are going to DK. And again, I think they're going to pound the rock here. So not super interesting to me. Anything can happen. Anybody can score a touchdown. But for me, I'm not playing too much of them.
Yeah, I think they're both touchdown or bust, and they're definitely live to get a touchdown. But that's what you're kind of banking on, and there's just some better options down here. So I don't have any real Everett Disley going in. Kickers, we got Myers for Seattle, and then we were just talking about this. We don't actually know who's kicking for New Orleans. So
No, very
Lutz or Johnson. I guess whichever one. But for me, I do like Myers, man. I think that offense is going to struggle in the red zone if they get down there, and Myers could get some couple chip shots here. I could see him scoring 10 points, which wouldn't be the worst at $4,000. And then same with the Saints. They're not like some powerhouse when they get down there. So if we can decide who's going to start here, I wouldn't mind playing one of them. If we don't know, though, I would just not play it at all because you're just running that risk of being wrong.
Yeah, it is a weird situation. I've never seen where you really don't know who's kicking at this point. Will Lutz still showing up on the IR on DraftKings. I know he was planning to be removed. Johnson has also just been in a weird – so it's very weird that we don't know. I would have really liked to play the Saints kicker. I'm sure we're going to find out maybe right before the game or maybe not. Maybe both are active and they're going to play it by ear based on how Lutz does in the warm-up or something like that. So weird situation. I do like the kickers, like you said, fairly priced. Lower game, a lot of running, get you into the red zone, but not necessarily scoring. So I like the Saints kicker, I think, even more than I like Myers. Don't mind Myers, but I can't play Saints kicker if I don't know who's kicking.
So I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to play. I'm trying to just figure this out, but yeah, I don't know yet. All right. Let's move on. We've got the Seahawks defense, which I'm not very interested in at 2,800.
Not playing any of it.
And then we've started talking about him from the top of the list. So Rashad Penny is pretty much a must go here for us.
Yeah.
Even if he splits this carries with Collins or some work with Dallas, he's definitely at this price point being this much cheaper. He's gonna get touches here. So he's live for us at 2,600.
Definitely.
Homer, I don't think he even sees the field anymore, so that's going to be a no for me.
Agreed.
Yeah. Juwan Johnson and Trotman. Who you going here for the New Orleans tight ends?
So I like Johnson here. He's very touchdown or bust, but compared to what we were just talking about with Seattle. Considering how much cheaper he is, I think Juwan Johnson's just as good as either of the Seattle tight ends and probably on a better offense can score more points. Sneaky play, definitely not a must play. He could absolutely get you freaking 0 points here, but also a guy that's proven to be a red zone target for Jameis in the past year. Scored a touchdown 2 games ago, first game of the year, had 2 touchdowns, but that's it. He's not getting any targets. He's not getting any work. It's touchdown or bust. But for a game like this where you need to differentiate yourself, who do I think has the bigger upside? I think Johnson for me. We'll do a couple of lineups.
I'm going Trotman. I think he just dominates the snap shares, and even though he hasn't fully capitalized on that, after Taysom Hill left, I think he was on like 72% of the snaps. So I like Trotman of the two, but again, just with the Seattle, it's touchdown or bust for these guys. They're not going to get a bunch of targets. They're not going to, catch 4 or 5 balls. So you're looking at 2 to 3 catches tops. You're going to need that touchdown to make it. But of the two, I'll probably go Trotman, but I could see it going either way.
Yeah.
And then the last guy really on the list that I'm going to be playing is Kenny Stills right here at 1,600 is in like 90% of my lineups. I think that guy owns the slot role for them now with Harris out. And, Kenny Stills a good receiver, man. I think he fits well there, so I need him to get a couple catches, but at 1,600, you're not, you don't need that much from him. So I'm rolling out Kenny Stills and really top loading my lineup. So what about you?
Yeah, I like Kenny Stills here. Good spot for him. Doesn't need that much to make value. I don't know if I'm as high on him as you are. He's not a must play for me, but I am playing him in quite a bit of my lineups just to help make value here.
You got anybody else below that you've been looking at?
No, that's the lowest I'm going here. It is interesting that I'm confused the situation even more. There's another kicker, I believe. No, I think that's it. And we've got to get that kicker situation figured out.
All right, yeah, we definitely need to know who's kicking there. All right, guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's win some money here. Monday Night Showdown slate.